Hi, first grade. We're on lesson 6-2 for math. Collect and represent data. I can collect information and organize it using a picture graph. Okay, you will need your math book and a pencil. We're on page 359 in our math books. Okay, let's take a look at the top question. What is your favorite activity to do outside? Ask several classmates to choose jump rope, basketball, or ride a bike. Then complete the tally chart to show your data. Then answer the questions. So for this part of the lesson, first grade, you can either choose to collect your own data by asking your family members what their favorite outside activity is, jump rope, basketball, or ride a bike, or you're welcome to use the data that I gathered so that way we can answer the questions on the bottom. Okay? I asked several first grade teachers what their favorite outside activity was, and Mrs. Tomina and Mrs. Everly both chose jump rope, so I am going to put 2 tally marks next to jump rope. Okay, this represents both teachers that chose jump rope as their favorite. For basketball, Mrs. Sincari, Mrs. Wagner, and Mrs. Kurtzmar chose that as their favorite outdoor activity, so I'm going to put 3 tally marks, 1 for each teacher that chose that activity. And ride a bike, Mrs. Christine, Mrs. Kelly, Mrs. Bailey, and Mrs. Caro chose ride a bike. Okay, now I asked all of my first grade teachers, and that is what they chose. Okay, I organized my data into the tally chart by using tally marks. Okay, you can use the data that I gathered, or you can ask your family members and collect your own data. Now, based on what data I have, I'm going to answer questions 1 and 2. It says, which activity has the least votes? Okay, least, don't forget. So we are going to look for the activity that has the least amount of votes or tally marks. Okay, jump rope has 2, basketball has 3, ride a bike has 4. Now I know 2 is the least amount of the least amount of votes was for jump rope because they got only 2. Okay, 2 was less than 3 and less than 4. So I'm going to write jump rope here to show that this activity has the least amount of votes. Which activity has the most votes? So I'm going to look for the greatest number, the greater number, 2, 3, or 4. 4 is greater than 3 and 2, so ride a bike has the most votes. Okay? Now I gathered up my information based on the data that I collected. Let's turn to the next page. Okay, we're going to do the same thing here, except they gave us the data. We just need to organize it in a picture graph. Okay, remember the difference, boys and girls. This is a tally chart. They use tally marks. This is a picture graph. They use pictures. Okay? Kurt asks his friends a survey question. Use the data he collected to make a picture graph. So this graph is about favorite fruit. So their favorite fruit. And they had to choose between pear, banana, or apple. Let's read the information we have here. So this is a tally chart. They use tally marks. Okay? For pear, let's see how many votes that got. Remember the group of tallies that looks like this? That represents 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to automatically count on from 5. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm just going to write a little number 8 here to remind me that that's 8. There's 3 tally marks under banana, and that group of tally, remember, that's just 5. So 5 for apple. Okay, now I am going to use that data and put it in my picture graph. For pair, the pair got 8 votes. So I want to make sure I draw pair 8 times to show 1 pair for every tally mark. So go ahead and outline the pair that they already drew for you. Okay, you're going to do that 8 times to show 8 votes. We want our information to match what we have in the tally chart. Try your best with the pictures. Okay, make sure you double count when you're done drawing. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. So that matches. Now let's do the banana. I need to show 3 votes for banana. So I'm going to draw the banana 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that information matches. And we are going to now show the data for Apple. Apple has 5 votes. So I'm going to show that in my picture graph. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, that matches as well. Okay. All right, first grade. So now turn to the next page. On page 361, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to use the data in the tally chart to make a picture graph. Okay, try your best with the pictures. Make sure to figure out how many tally marks each favorite rainy day activity got. Fill out your picture graph to match your tally chart and answer the questions about your data after. Okay? Make sure to show your work.